Welcome back everyone to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. This week's episode I'm going to be making a vegan butter chicken. So I defrosted some tofu, it's ready to go. I know it's closer to Rosh Hashanah and some of you were maybe hoping for a more traditional Jewish dish. But with a defrosted tofu, we're going to get maximum flavor absorption and the texture is going to be delightful. And you'll see if you try it out for yourself. So I'm very excited to get started. So let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking. First, we're going to start off with our tofu marinade. We're just going to cut up this herbaceous firm tofu from Soyarie brand. As long as you cut them into equal pieces, that's the main thing. We'll just pop them in this bowl. We have our unsweetened vegan yogurt. We're going to use a half cup. We'll just add it to the bowl. We're going to be mixing it, don't worry. I've peeled the ginger with the back of the spoon like I've shown you in previous videos, and I'm just going to microplane it, and I'm going to be microplaning some of this garlic over here. Some of it is sprouted a little bit, but that's no problem at all. It's still going to taste good. It's still good. Here we go, microplaning away. So we're going to add 1 heaping teaspoon of our ginger paste. There's more ginger and we're going to be using it later. There's more here on the cutting board too. We'll get to the garlic microplaning now. Here we go. Woohoo! And we have a teaspoon of our garlic paste we're gonna add. And we're just gonna get juice from some lemon here. We're gonna get a tablespoon's worth. Okay, get our bowl close. Here we go. What the heck? I'll add a little bit more. Actually, okay, we're doing 2 tablespoons, okay? That's what we're doing. I have our Tandoori Masala here. So I'm just going to fill up this tablespoon, and that's gonna be in our mix. Will give us a delicious flavor. Woo! This tiny little spoon here. Okay, I just didn't want to waste another tablespoon. Here we go. I'm gonna mix this with my hands. I have some more ingredients to add before I mix it with my hands. Here I have a half a teaspoon of turmeric. We're gonna add it in our bowl here. I'm gonna give it a nice grinding of fresh black pepper. I'm just gonna add a couple of teaspoons of oil here. I'm using olive oil, but you can use an oil of your choice. Now it's the time to get messy. So we get our hands involved. It just makes the flavors all the more delightful when you get your hands in the mix. My vegetarian Indian teacher taught me this, as I mentioned before. You just massage all those beautiful flavors in, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm just gonna sprinkle in a little bit of Himalayan salt here. And give it a nice mix. We're going to let this marinate for about 30 minutes. Let's pop it in the fridge. We're preheating the oven to 400. We're gonna need half of 1 yellow onion chopped up. And a cup of chopped tomatoes. I ended up lucking out and guessed the correct amount of tomatoes required, although if you add more that's fine too, because it's a saucy dish. With these cocktail tomatoes, I know I'm going to have to add some veggie stock later on to get the dish to be more saucy. So we're placing our tofu on this parchment lined baking sheet. So our tofu will be cooking for 20 minutes total, and we'll give it a flip partway through. We're just going to pour in some boiling water here to soften up our cashews. It's about a 3/4 cup of cashews. Now I'm flipping the tofu. I'm heating our stovetop to medium, getting our pan hot. Add some oil to the pan. You're going to want to get your onions to be translucent at least. I'm going to get them a little bit brown because this will be more flavorful. I'm adding the chopped tomatoes and stirring them up. I'm adding in the cashews now, and we're going to cook these for a few minutes. We cooled off our cashew tomato onion mixture, and we're going to puree it. And here it is, our tandoori tofu. It's ready to go. We'll add our vegan butter. We're adding 2 tablespoons total. We're adding 3 cardamom pods, 3 cloves, our cinnamon stick, and our cumin as well. We'll add our ginger and garlic paste now and cook it briefly. We're going to add in our tomato onion cashew puree. And some veggie stock. Some people may add water to thin out the sauce, but I enjoy using veggie stock because it's more flavorful. We're reducing our heat to low and adding more veggie stock. Add a tablespoon of tomato paste. We're adding in our chili powder, our tandoori masala, our coriander powder. We need some more stock here. We want it to be nice and saucy here. We're gonna add our Himalayan salt. Now we're gonna add in our tandoori tofu. Perfect. Give it a nice mix up here. Allow it to simmer covered for about 10 minutes. In case you were wondering, the original dish came about in the 1950s in New Delhi, India, and it kind of came about by accident. Some leftovers were tossed together as a way to avoid food waste and to be economical. Kundun Lal Jaggi and Kundun Lal Gujral were the ones who were credited with the making of this dish. And their restaurant in New Delhi was known as Moti Mahal, and it is still there to this very day. It lives on, although those two are no longer with us here on Earth. Now our 10 minutes is up, so I'm just sprinkling in our fenugreek leaves, our coriander powder, and our garam masala. Now I'm just spooning in our coconut cream. North Indian cuisine seems to dominate the restaurant world throughout North America. However, you can still find South Indian cuisine around. A couple of theories as to why this is. Back in the olden days, all the tourists would flock to New Delhi. That would be the most popular destination if you were traveling to India. So in theory, they brought back some of the dishes with them as well. Another theory is the British influence, but we won't get into all that history in this video. Here I've chopped up some cilantro for the finishing touch. So it's time to plate everything now. I cooked some basmati rice up, so we'll lay that down. Now for our vegan butter chicken. Now I'm just sprinkling on the cilantro for the garnish. It's that time again, I get to try it. I didn't get all the sauce, but if you use a bowl for an example rather than a plate such as this, it will be easier, safer as well. Here we go, I get to try it, woohoo! The moment I've been waiting for. It is full of wonderful flavors. I would add a little bit more chili myself because you know how I like my spice. But I think the spice level is suitable for the general population, in my opinion. That's my opinion. That is an absolutely delicious recipe, one you can add to your recipe booklets, and I'm sure you will return to it time and time again. It is quite satisfying, quite filling. I would just pair this with a salad as well. So after this, I will enjoy a salad. Feel free to let me know if you try this recipe out. Drop me a line down below. I always look forward to hearing from you. And if you have any questions, feel free, just pop your questions down below and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Remember, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a new video every Monday, so hit that little bell notification so you can stay apprised as to all the latest videos. We're traveling the globe in my kitchen, keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Bon appetit!